What is going on, my fellow comic book readers, collectors, and enthusiasts alike? I am your host, Alt, and we are back with another new comic book day vlog. That is right. Today is December 10th, 2025. It is a Wednesday, and that means another new comic book day. This is New Comic Book Day, episode number 3, if you've been following along with this channel. And if you go on to enjoy this video at any point, please drop a like or leave a comment down below. Any kind of feedback you can give me is always greatly appreciated. With that being said, though, I sincerely thank you for checking out this video, and let's get right into this week's New Comic Book Day vlog. And this week, we have got a pretty solid week, for the most part. But first and foremost, as I always do, I'm going to talk about my top 3 from last week. That is right, my 3 picks of the week from last week. And we are going to kick things off with a Dynamite comic series. This is Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt. Whoops. This is issue number 4. This is a Dynamite comic book written by Jimmy Palmiotti, I think is his first name. Yep, Jimmy Palmiotti on writing and Pasquale Qualano on arts. This was such a good issue. I really enjoyed seeing Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt like really teaming up and working together in this. I thought the art in this issue was really good. I thought the storytelling and everything was really good, and I just overall thought this was a fantastic issue. This series has been consistently good, and it just steadily continues to prove why it is one of my favorite ongoings of the current time period. That was number 3, so that's going to bring us to number 2, which is going to be a DC Comics. We have DCKO Night Fight. This is issue 2. This is the story of what happens to Batman. Spoilers for DCKO issue number 1. Batman is no longer in the tournament, and instead he is now taking on all of these various different versions of Robin who have become Batman. Last issue, he was dealing with Dick Grayson, and then this issue has been much more of a Jason Todd storyline. So it was a lot of fun. It was great. However, I talked about this in my top 10, the fact that I was behind. I finally caught up on Peak Exodus. And let me tell you, this issue was absolutely phenomenal. It was so good, start to finish. I am loving this story. We have got Jeff Johns on writing with Jason Fabric on arts, and the story is great. The story is great. The art is phenomenal. The art is just catching. When they do wildlife shots, it's phenomenal. When they do 2-page spreads, it looks great. I absolutely cannot glaze this enough, and that is why Rook Exodus hits my number 1 spot for last week. So there we have it. That was my top 3 from last week. So now we can finally move on to this week's books. And let me tell you, this week is looking fire, okay? This week, it may not be as many books as previous weeks, but what it may lack in quantity, it sincerely makes up for in quality. So, yeah, we've got a nice, good size stack here, courtesy of my LCS, Alter Ego Comics. And yeah, we're just gonna take a good old-fashioned look right here, starting off at the top of the pile with some indie comics. We have got right here, it is Ordained. I could not remember the name of this book. This is Ordained issue 1. I'm fairly excited to check out this one. I'm not even sure who the publisher, Bad Idea Comics. This is a Bad Idea Comics. It is Robert Venditti, and Trevor Hairstein. This looks really good. This is a story. This actually got picked up for a television show, but it is essentially the story of a priest who is told who is given a confession by a mobster who confesses all of his sins and then makes a full recovery and realizes that he just told all of his darkest secrets and whatnot to this priest, and that, well, now he knows his secrets. So, yeah. Then we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 13. I'm going to be honest, I don't know why this is on my pull list. I thought I took this off after 12, because I don't know any of the new people on this. I guess I'm going to give it a read, but the art definitely isn't my cup of tea, and I have no idea who's writing this story, so we will see. This might be the only time that you see Turtles on the pull list. Then, going from something I'm not hype about to potentially my most excited of the week, we have got Transformers issue 27. I have been liking what Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora are doing with this story. I do still miss DWJ on this book. I thought he was so good at writing the Transformers and all these various Transformers characters that I was really excited about it, I am really excited about it. I'm really curious to see where he's going to continue to go moving forward. But that was it, actually, when it comes to the independent comics for this week. Pretty short independent list, but a solid independent list. Now we're going to move on here to the Marvel side of things. And we are going to start the Marvel stack off with definitely my most excited book from Marvel for the week. Spoilers for the end of this video. This is Ultimate Spider-Man issue 23, the penultimate issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. Jonathan Hickman is on writing with who is it again? I'm trying to... For some reason, they don't have it as a... they don't have a page for that. But I don't remember the name of the artist. It's something Chitito. This book's been great. This story's been great. I mean, if you watched my video the other day about my top 10 Marvel comics from 2015, you will know that spoiler alert, if you haven't watched that video yet, that took number 1 on my Marvel list. So, very excited to read issue 2, or not issue 2, issue 23. Sorry, I was looking at this, which is the Incredible Hulk issue number 2. The Infernal Hulk issue number 2. This is Philip Kennedy Johnson with Nick Klein on arts. And yeah, I enjoyed that first issue quite a bit. So I'm really curious to see where this continues to go. Then this is another one that this almost gets my most hype for the week. It just barely gets edged out by Spider-Man, I think, but right here we have got The End 2099. This is supposedly the end of the 2099 universe, written by Steve Orlando, with arts by Ibram Robertson, and it looks really good. Sorry if you hear my cat screaming in the background. I don't know why he just decides to sing the song of his people while I am trying to make my new comic book day vlog. But, here we are. But regardless, this book looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of the 2099 characters. I'm a big fan of Spider-Man 2099. And this introduces us to this brand new character in the center here, which is Spider-Man 3099. And supposedly reveals to us the 3099 universe. Next up on the list, we have got Nova Centurion. This is issue 2. That first issue was really good. I'm really excited to see where this second issue goes. I'm trying to remember the name on this book. It is Jed McKay on writing and Mattia Iacono on arts. And this first issue was really good. I'm really excited to see where the story continues to go from here. Anything that's streamed out of Imperial is gonna end up on my pull list because, well, yeah, I was a big fan of Imperial, so I'm a big fan of all of the little new mini stories that have spewed out from Imperial. So that is going to be it for the Marvel side of things this week here. So now we are going to move on to the DC side. And starting it off, we are going with DC, the Green Lantern Corps issue number 11. This is a story I need to get caught up on, but I'm continuously pulling so that way that I can get caught up on it. Not sure the creative team on this. Again, another book where I don't want to flip through spoilers in order to just try and find you guys the creative team on it. So sorry about that. Then next we have more of DCKO's All Fight Month. This is Wonder Woman versus Lobo. This is a one-shot, and I am really excited about this particular story here. We have got Joelle Jones on writing with Jason Howard on some of the arts, and Carrie Nord on a little bit of it, as well as Daniel Blizet on Bayless, I think, on more art. Yeah, really excited about this one. I'm a big fan of Lobo. I'm a big fan of Wonder Woman, and I think these two characters duking it out is going to be such a fun, because he's so goofy and wacky, and she's so stoic and serious that, like, the two of them together is just going to be a lot of fun. But then continuing on with the DCKO All Fight Month, this is Aquaman issue number 12. This is going to be Aquaman versus Hawkman. And this is Joshua Adams? Jeremy Adams? Something Adams? Somebody Adams? Jeremy Adams. Jeremy Adams on writing with John Timms on art. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. I need to actually catch up on the Aquaman series, but I started picking everything up that is tied to DCKO. But now, the book that we've all been waiting for. The book that is the talk of the town for the week, the number one on everybody's pull list for the week, the one that people are now flipping online for triple or quadruple its cover price instantaneously within hours of its release. We have got Absolute Batman issue number 15. This is the reveal and, well, not really reveal, the first full appearance of the Absolute Joker. This is Scott Snyder, and this is Jock on arts for this one, I do believe. And yeah, I'm really excited to see this origin story for Absolute Joker and see what his character is like, in this Absolute universe. That is it. That is all of my books that I have pulled this week. So let's go ahead, as we always do. Let's step back and talk about these comics here a little bit, and let's talk about our number one most anticipated from Marvel, DC, and Independent. And let's start, since we started the pile off with Independent, we will start with my Independent choice, which is going to be Transformers 27. I'm so excited about this comic. I'm gonna actually real quick shout out The Ordained, because I am really excited to read that. It looks so good. However, I can't give it to anything other than Transformers. This story, for 26 issues so far, has been one of the best comics I have ever read. It is so good. Every comic within the Energon universe is so amazing. It's so good, and I can't even begin to describe just how epic this story has been, how great the art is. how great everything on this book is, and the creative team, Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora, are knocking it out of the park so far with this new storyline now that they've taken over, and I just simply cannot wait to see what more they can continue to do with this, with these characters and this story. I cannot wait. I cannot stress enough how excited I am for this book. But that is only the independent side. Now we're going to move on to Marvel. And of course, it's going to the Ultimate Spider-Man 23. This story's almost finished, supposedly, and it's firing on all cylinders. I might turn this camera off and then read this one instantaneously. Probably after the next book on the list, actually, because I'm excited for this, but I'm more excited for that. But I love this story. I love, number one, for those of you who don't know me, who have not heard me talk enough, this book is one of my favorites. And Jonathan Hickman is my favorite writer in all of comics. I love everything he's ever written, and I'm really excited to see how he wraps this story up. But of course, that was only the Marvel and the DC side. We've still got, or that was only the Marvel and the independent side. We've still got one book left to talk about. And we're going to talk about it. And that is Absolute Joker. This story is going to be good. I can't wait. I'm incredibly excited to read through this. I'm trying not to just crack it open right here, right now on camera. I might even do a deep dive into this particular book if that's something that you would be interested in watching. I might do a deep dive into this issue this weekend, because I am just that excited about the story. I'm that excited about the reveal of Absolute Joker, and to just see what this character is like in the DCU. In the Absolute Universe. And yeah, I think, ultimately, this is one of those stories that has me gripped. It has got me just hooked and ready to read more. And every issue is better and better. And now, you're introducing Joker finally into this story. How could it be anything but good? But yeah, so that is going to be it for this week's New Comic Book Day vlog. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's anything on my pull list that you're excited to read, or if there's anything on your pull list that you think I should be adding onto mine, that you think I need to be reading that I'm not. Please leave a comment down below and let me know. Any kind of conversation or feedback is always appreciated and welcomed. If you did enjoy, please subscribe for future videos. I have been your host, Alt. I hope you have a great day, a great week, and I will see you in the next video.